So, my question is, what is the most popular sports in your country?
Football, of course. Football and badminton. But I cannot play both. Badminton, we have very good reputation on badminton, but we have a very bad reputation on football because there are a lot of fights.
Okay, like American football?
Yeah, but it's safe in America, but in Indonesia, it's always involving people fighting and people who don't want to buy tickets, but they just want to watch the football. Stupid people.
Okay. My next question is, so you came to Taiwan. You learn the Mandarin Chinese.
Yes, I did.
So what's the reason you choose Mandarin Chinese instead of the Chinese?
Right. Okay. My first reason at the time, it is based on my personal interest. Actually, I love to learn languages, and I think that we have a lot of words in Indonesia which is absorbed from Chinese words. Okay, we have such a long history, the name of food, some verbs, some words, and there are a lot of Chinese actually who even Chinese in Indonesia, many Chinese in Indonesia in my hometown cannot speak Chinese anymore. Yes, in some cities just like Medan or in Jakarta, people do speak Chinese, but in my hometown, in some other big cities in Indonesia, people are not able to speak Chinese because since 1960s to 2000 something, Chinese is not allowed to taught in Indonesia. That's very political, but that's what happened.
Okay.
So for me, my personal interest, and it's just beautiful.
Okay, thank you. My next question is, if I want to go to Indonesia, but I'm curious about whether it was safe or not, because I heard the news say they have ISIS there.
They have, sorry?
They have, the terrorists.
Oh, right. Okay.
So what do you think about the terrorists like ISIS?
Right. ISIS.
Yeah.
Yes. In general, I would rather say that Indonesian is actually quite safe. Okay, there are many people comes, but there are some areas where people sometimes, I don't know how to say this. I mean that crime is everywhere. In other parts of the world there are some crimes, but in general actually Indonesia is just safe. Just stay at the public places, and just like what I told before, maybe you need just to be more careful with your personal belongings. That's all. But people are very friendly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Rita. How do you feel in Taiwan?
Taiwan is just like my second home. I feel very safe. This is unbelievable. What I mean is that when I start coming to Taiwan 16 years ago, I have no idea. I just want to learn Chinese. At that time, you are not born, maybe. It was the era of Meteor Garden. You do not know that kind of soap opera. You're still baby. And I just interested in the language. But then there is another chance for me to come here again to continue my education. Fantastic. Yeah.
What's different between Taiwan and in your country's education?
All right. The education system here, I think that because I'm teaching at the university, I can see that here the university and the teaching system give more responsibility to the students. Okay, while in our country there are a lot of control from the university and of course the involvement of parents. because I'm teaching sometimes and I supervise students. Sometimes the parents call to me asking about the progress of the students. I do not know whether in Taiwan parents also call the teachers to ask their university students, university children asking about their progress or not. Very fond of instant noodles. Okay, back in Indonesia we eat a lot of instant noodles. I think that the taste of the food of the instant noodles, especially in Taiwan, is quite good for me. Yeah, I can accept it, but I have only very limited choices. Yes, I usually take the vegetarian one and also the seafood. But the seafood here is very good. Yes, so I enjoy even the instant noodles here. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Is everything alright in your hometown after the tsunami?
Yes, we live in a place where there are a lot of tsunamis and earthquakes over there. And I live in a middle of an island, which about 10 years ago there was a massive earthquake. After the incidents, sometimes we just feel very insecure. Everybody is just praying, everybody is just expecting nothing bad happen. But after a month, we just feel everything is okay. Back again. Yes. Mm-hmm.
This question is, what is your first impression of Taiwan?
I came to Taiwan for the first time in 2002, and to my surprise, this country is very friendly to newcomers like me. I mean that when I came here about 16 years ago, I already wear a headscarf. It might be new for people in Taiwan, but I know that they respect me. I came to Taipei at the time to study Chinese, and my Chinese teacher said that she likes my headscarf because every different day I wore different color. So that's pretty interesting for me that someone did not complain, because at first I was worried that I will be viewed as a total stranger to the people, but it's not.
I think your hairstyle is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
And my second question is there anything that you learned in Taiwan that you think is very different from your country?
I don't think that I find something which is very different. Hang on. At first it was the traffic regulation, because back in Indonesia people drive at the left side, but here people drive at the right side.
Oh.
And coming to Taiwan at the time was my first experience of living overseas, so I sometimes feel insecure because I took wrong side, or what is it? The traffic is just different. That's what I felt. Mm-hmm. But regarding with the food is quite good, even though I can hardly find spices and also spicy food here. But I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Are you adapted to the lifestyles of Taiwanese culture?
Are you sorry?
Adapted to the lifestyles of Taiwanese culture?
If it is a daily lifestyle, I think I haven't been able to take Taiwanese lifestyle into mine. For example, I know that many Taiwanese love sports and walking here and there, and Indonesians are very lazy in sports. So if you notice your Indonesian friends, they are very lazy to take stairs. Only for one floor or 2 floors, they will take elevator. That's the most challenging part of adapting the lifestyle of Taiwanese. And what else? It might relate with the food. Yes, because although I enjoy Taiwanese food, especially the vegetables quality and the seafood are fantastic, but sometimes I just look for the chili, and you do not have that much chili available. I mean that we have more chili, food with chili back in Indonesia. It's so hot, it's so burning.
I see. And do you want to leave Taiwan for a long time?
Yes, I'd love to. Because I feel that I enjoy the friendship with the people. I have some friends that still in a good relation and good contact, and we sometimes met, even though it's very often. We met at Taipei, or I have another friend living in somewhere near Alishan.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
and they are all old friends. I mean that I have been friends with them for 15 years, and the one who is living in Alishan, I met her in Australia. We shared house at the time in 2009, so it's been 9 years. Okay, that's just fantastic. I mean that it's impossible to make friends in such a long time if they are not good, right?
I see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Indonesia and Taiwanese religion.
The difference of, sorry?
Religion.
Religion. Alright, okay. The first thing, religion must be stated in our ID card back in Indonesia. So in our ID card and in our social system, it is very important to mention clearly what religion we do have. And religion is also, what is it? Is also handled by the government. So we have the Ministry of Religious Affairs. We have majority of Muslims and also Christians, but we also have Catholic and Hindu and traditional belief of Japanese and Chinese belief back in Indonesia. So when you ask Indonesian people in general, they would say that they are very much influenced by the religion, and they have to, what is it? Many people practices religious rituals and prayers every day. Yes.
What do you think about our night market?
Night market is just fantastic. We love night market because night market is open, it's accessible every day, and it has so much fun. It has good food, it has affordable prices, and you can find night markets everywhere. And the place is very safe here, because if we have what I say, the criminality rate in Indonesia is actually not very high, but well, thief is everywhere. If you are not be careful with your bag, you might lose your mobile phone, or you might lose your wallet over there. So we have to be careful in such a crowd public places. But here in Taiwan, it's very safe. I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, yes.
And what's your favorite food in your hometown?
My favorite food in my hometown is actually noodle. So I have no problem with food here, because I can find like a new ramen everywhere. Okay, and any kind of noodle. This is just like heaven of noodles, because we have a very limited choices of noodle back in Indonesia. We eat rice more, but here people eat a lot of noodles, and we have variations of noodles. And fried food. I can also find the fried food. Chubby. Okay.
Well, the first question is, do you like any Taiwanese food like sticky tofu or?
I like tofu, but not the stinky one. My first favorite food here is chi pie. and then fried tofu here, and everyone sold together with the cheapai one. We have tofu, we have fish cake, and anything which is fried. I love them. And also you have that, I do not know what is the name. Tangping. Is it tangping? Tangping, the one for breakfast in the morning. Oh, that is good. Yes, I love that.
The second question is, have you ever been to other countries?
Yes, I did. I had my master in Australia at the time, and I visited some other countries. I went to, of course, neighboring countries like Singapore, Malaysia, and Vietnam.
Thank you.
What do you think is the best food in Indonesia?
Best food in Indonesia. That's lamb chop. We call it as a sate kambing. You know that? Sate kambing and sate ayam. Yeah, many people love that.
Which country do you like, Indonesia or Thailand?
I like them both, of course, because Indonesia is the place where I was born and my family is there, and I grew up in Indonesia. But Taiwan is the first country that I visited. Well, this is the first country that I visited in 2015. Before that, I've never to overseas. I've never visited other countries. Yeah. So this is just good for me. Right. Thank you.
My name is William.
All right.
What is your daily schedule in when you high school in Indonesia?
When I study in Indonesia, and
And what is your daily schedule?
my daily schedule. All right. Oh, yeah, I forgot that. When I tell you about the education system in Indonesia, children usually start schools at 7 in the morning, but usually the parents take them to the school at about 6 in the morning. Can you just imagine? People in Indonesia usually early risers. We wake up at 5, take a shower, and at 6, all parents and children already left house. Otherwise you will be trapped in the traffic. And once you are trapped in the traffic, you will need 1 day to reach home. Okay, so in general, all schools in Indonesia, elementary school, high school, elementary schools, junior high and senior high will start at 7. But a quarter to 7 or sometimes 6:30, everybody should already stay in front of the class, and they enter the class. They have to kiss the hands of the teachers. You might find it at the YouTube. All the children have to kiss the hands of the teachers, and they will start reading the holy book together until 7. So when it's at 7, they will start with the classes, and elementary school will finish classes at 12. Junior high school will finish it at 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. and senior high school will finish it at 3 or 4, 5 days a week.
The second question is, what is your feel about live in Taiwan, about food and entertainment?
The food is good. I have no problem with food. Entertainment, I find quite many festivals here. Quite many festivals. I mean, just like when you have the New Year, Chinese New Year, you have a lot of parade. You have a lot of 那个叫什么？What is it on New Year's? Firecrackers, and also the lights, yeah, kind of lights festival, those kind of things. Yes.
Is that beautiful?
Oh, wonderful. That's just fantastic. That's my entertainment beside of that night market. I do not have many entertainment, but I like to do traveling, visiting beautiful places here. I went hiking to the forest in Alishan. I visited Hualien and also Taluga. Is it? Yes. They're wonderful. They're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.